Hi everyone, welcome to PYF, Presha Yoga Fit, and I am Presha. This is an all-round strength practice and it is specific to core. If we all know, the core is the area from where we bring in strength in the body. It supports the upper half and the lower half of the body for movement and for day-to-day activities and for even exercise. So basically all that strength that we need during our day is from the core, and that's why it's called the core. Now core, usually people misunderstand as just being the abdominal area which is visible from the front. But the core is not just this part of the body. The core is the posterior core, so posterior is the back. So this entire frame, which can be considered like a cylindrical shape, it is the anterior core and it is the lateral core muscles which is on the sides. So when we think of strengthening these parts of the body, we want to be able to do movements that do focus on bringing in strength, bringing in that sense of solid core from all around. So that's what the practice is all about. Roll out your mat, bring in some strength, and let's get started. This practice we will start with downward facing dog. Hands nicely framed on the mat, spreading into your into your fingers, and then pressing into the mat with those hands, curling the toes and lifting the knees and the hips up. First downward dog, I personally like to pedal out the feet as the body is in this state of being tensed. So bringing in this movement in the body, a little bit of swaying, a little bit of pedaling, so that we can stretch as much as we can. Backs of the legs, arms, shoulders. Nice, and then let's normalize the downward dog position, driving those hips up. Jumping right into it, right into the core drill. Let's inhale, rock forward to a high plank. Again, you want to keep pressing into the mat nicely, drawing the belly button in, spreading your shoulder blades here. Next exhale, we'll drive those hips up, go back into downward facing dog. Again, inhale, rock forward to a high plank. Beautiful job. Hold for another 3, 2, 1. Exhale, driving hips up yet again into downward facing dog. Good. When you're in downward dog, you keep spreading those shoulder blades slightly wider and draw the shoulders away from the ears. One more time. Inhale to a high plank. Again, let's hold for 3, 2, and for 1. With an exhale, we are going to come all the way down onto the belly and to the chest. As we untuck the toes, we are going to take a Sphinx pose, bringing those elbows right under the shoulders, palms facing down. Keep sending the sternum and the chest, the heart forward, rolling your shoulders back. Good. Nice big inhale in this gentle back bend. And with the next exhale, look down briefly, curl your toes, and you know what's coming up. It's going to be a plank, a forearm plank. So press into the mat with your forearms, lift up with the thighs and the hips. Again, you want to keep spreading into your shoulder blades. Keep pressing into that mat, using the strength from your forearms. And then exhale again down to the Sphinx to reset. Rolling shoulders back, chest going forward. Nice work. All right, exhale this time, look down, curl your toes one more time. This time we're going to go into side forearm plank. So forearm plank, but right forearm is going to come first in 45-degree angle. Then we are going to start to lift up and turn the hips to the right. Reach your left arm all the way up. It's your choice to either stay with that left leg forward or you can stack the left leg over the right. Good. Keep hoisting your hips here. Nice work. Exhale, bring your forearm down. Coming back into forearm plank briefly and then again down into Sphinx to reset. Taking the time here to breathe in through the nose. Breathing out, looking down again, curling the toes again. We're going to first bring that left forearm in 45-degree angle, then start to lift up, turn the hips to the left. Maybe you stack your right leg on the left or you keep it forward and then reach your right arm forward. Hoist your hips, avoid sagging the hips. So this is working on the lateral core muscles that we talked about. And then coming back into forearm plank briefly. And exhale back to Sphinx. Beautiful job. All right, so those lateral core muscles have worked. We've also worked on the anterior core muscles, which is the front part of your core that you see. Nice. And then from an exhale, we are going to bring the forehead down, slide hands under the shoulders, press back up into a downward facing dog. With the next breath in, we are going to start to walk the feet slowly towards the top of the mat, closer towards your thumbs. Slight bend in your knees and keep the head and the neck released. Hold on to your elbows and sway from side to side. Come back to center, releasing those hands. Inhale, slowly lift up with the chest. Reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, arms to the sides. Moving on with the movement and the breath. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, frame your hands down or fingertips down. Take a big step back with the left foot. Lift your chest up first, then inhale, reach your arms up to a high lunge. Good. Exhale, keep that high lunge, arms up. You're going to start to lean forward into a runner's lunge. Then start to lift your left leg up, keeping a slight bend in your right knee, coming into warrior three. Rebend into that right knee further. Step slowly back with that left foot, coming back into high lunge. Then exhale, frame your hands down and step back into a high plank. Take 3 counts of breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly go down onto the mat. Come back into a Sphinx pose, elbows under your shoulders again. Rolling shoulders back, keep sending your heart and your chest forward. Catching your breath here. Feel free to take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. You know what's coming up again. Curling the toes. We did talk about this class to be specifically focusing on the core. So curling your toes again, lifting up back into a forearm plank. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring yourself back down into a Sphinx pose. Again, make sure shoulders rolling back and chest going forward. Good. Inhale in Sphinx. Exhale, we're coming to side forearm plank again, curling toes. Again, right forearm in 45-degree angle. Lift up and then swinging or turning your hips to the right, reach your left arm up. Make sure your hips are lifted and you're not letting them go down to the mat. Then exhale back to your forearm plank. Inhale in forearm plank. This time we'll switch to the other side straight away. Left forearm in, hips to the left, reaching your right arm up, hips slightly off the mat. Beautiful. Exhale, right forearm down. Inhale, back to forearm plank. And slowly exhale, back to Sphinx to reset, rolling shoulders back, chest going forward. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale out. Right, we're going to work on the posterior core muscles now. So this is this part, as I mentioned before. Treat it as a cylindrical shape, so you want to work on all the parts. You want to work on all the possible ways to strengthen the core from all areas. So for this specific part of the body, we are going to come down onto the hands or onto the forehead. Just take a nice big cleansing breath here through the nose. And exhale out. Good. With the next inhale, you're going to reach your arms back and start to lift your head up, lift your legs up off the mat. Good. Thighs and knees are off the mat, rolling your shoulders still back, chest is going forward. And that's how we are working on strengthening the posterior core muscles. Another breath to go. Keep lifting your chest up. Beautiful. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale out through the mouth, side out. This time, left leg is going to step between the hands as we come on the fingertips to lift the chest up. And inhale, reach your arms up to a high lunge. Good. Staying with your arms extended up itself, we're going to slightly lean forward, keeping the spine long into a runner's lunge. And then we are coming into that warrior three, reaching the right leg up. Keep taking or extending your tailbone towards the right heel. Keep a slight bend in the left knee for that balancing, for supporting your balancing act. And then rebend into your left knee. Slowly step back with the right foot, reaching your arms up into a high lunge again. Exhale, frame your hands down, step the right foot forward. Inhale to lengthen halfway, flat back. And exhale to fold. Inhale to reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, arms to the sides. All right, we're going to do the same sequence one more time. So back to the top of the mat, feet stacked under the hips again. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, moving with the breath this time. One breath, one movement. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, framing fingertips down, right foot back. Inhale, reach your arms up, high lunge. Exhale, lean forward a little bit into that runner's lunge. Good. Inhale, reach your right leg all the way up. Tailbone is extending towards the right heel. Exhale, step back slowly, come back into reaching your arms up to an inhale, high lunge. Then exhale, framing your hands down, step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, rock forward into a high plank. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, slowly come down onto the belly and the chest. Set yourself up for Sphinx again. And inhale in Sphinx, rolling shoulders back, chest, sternum, heart going forward. Good. Exhale, curling toes, lift up, forearm plank. Inhale in forearm plank. Exhale, straight away to side forearm plank, right forearm in, hips to the right. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Hips lifted. Exhale, look down, back to your forearm plank. Inhale in forearm plank. Exhale, left forearm in, hips to the left, reaching right arm up, stacking right leg on left. Inhale in side forearm plank again. Exhale again to a forearm plank. Good. Inhale in forearm plank. Exhale back to Sphinx. Inhale in Sphinx. Exhale, bring the forehead down, slide hands under the shoulders, then reach your arms back. Inhale, lift your forehead up and your legs up. Lift your chest, keep rolling the shoulders back, and keep sending the chest forward. With an exhale, frame hands down and lift up into a downward facing dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward, coming on fingertips and reach your arms up to a high lunge. Inhale in high lunge. Exhale to a runner's lunge with your arms extended up. Good. Inhale in a runner's lunge and exhale to a warrior three. Tailbone again, extending towards that left heel. Keep a slight micro bend in the right knee. Good. Step back with that left foot. Slowly inhale, reach up with your arms, high lunge. Exhale, frame your hands down, step that left foot forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center, releasing those arms to the sides. Well done. One last bit of sequence before we slow down. We're doing a great job. Staying at the top of the mat. To begin this sequence, inhale, we're coming into chair. So I want you to take your feet a little wide in this chair, a little modified chair, okay? As wide as your hips or perhaps as wide as your shoulders. Inhale to chair. Seat back. Lift your chest up, keeping that spine nice and long. Try and lower your chair if you can. And then exhale, come into Malasana. So you might want to heel toe with your feet slightly out, adjust your feet slightly out, elbows in. Lift your chest up, spine is nice and long in that hip opening yogi squat. Elbows pushing the inner thighs out and inner thighs resisting the elbows while pushing them in. Nicely done. And now we are going to come into Navasana. So for that, make sure that you either keep your hands down, or if you don't want to use your hands down, then you want to bring your hips down slowly. And lift your chest up, lower back is going to lift up, bringing those shins parallel to the mat, chin away from the chest, extending arms forward to boat pose, Navasana. From both hands to your heart center, elbows hugging into the sides of the body, extending your legs and extending the back body a little bit, finding this hollow shape in the body to a half boat. The half boat is way challenging than boat. Good, and then slowly exhale back to boat. Lower back again lifts up. Inhale in boat. Exhale, crossing your ankles, knees in, framing those hands forward. Step back and take either a vinyasa or straight away come into downward facing dog. Beautiful. And that's our cue to slow down even further. We're going to bring those knees down with an exhale. Good. Take the time to cool down a little bit. Hands under your shoulders, curling your toes, knees under your hips. Spine is nice and long. Inhale to lift the tailbone, arch at the back. Coming into a cow pose. And exhale, press into the mat, round your spine. Good. Inhale, arch, lift, tailbone, arch the back. And exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, round. Come back to center. Next inhale, we reach that left leg back. Again, working a little bit on the anterior core. Draw the belly in and reach your right arm forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Framing hand down, bringing the left knee down. Switching sides, right leg extends back. Again, draw the belly in, reach your left arm forward. Again, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand down, knee down. Beautiful. Sitting here now with the hips to the heels, taking the arms back, interlacing the fingers, extending your arms and lifting your chest up while you're squeezing your shoulder blades. Opening the heart. Good. With an exhale, bring those hands to your heart center, interlace your fingers, and then push your hands forward without cracking your knuckles, round your spine. Reaching your arms all the way up the same way. Just extend a little bit from the sides of the body. Bringing your hands down. And that's our cue to take Shavasana. So extending your legs, bringing yourself all the way down on your back body. Shavasana or a seated meditative pose. All's good. If you are in Shavasana, please take your time to stay there in stillness for as long as you want to. Take the time to slow down the heart rate, taking deep breaths in and out. Making sure that we do stay present in the moment by observing the breath, observing the body. It's how you do take, when you do meet a friend and you ask about their well-being, you ask about how they are doing. The same way, take this time to ask yourself as to how do you feel in the body, how do you feel in the mind, in the heart. It's easy for us to get lost in the different responsibilities and the different tasks we have in our life, and to let go of ourselves, let go of knowing ourselves better. So let's take this as an opportunity to check in with ourselves. If you are in Shavasana, please go ahead and be there for a longer time if your schedule allows you to do that. And the rest of us who are in a Sukhasana, let's bring those hands to the heart center. We conclude the class by bowing the head in gratitude for showing up on the mat, finding time for self-care. We honor this body, we honor the soul and the practice. Thank you, friends, for staying with me and for practicing with me every week. I am ever so grateful for this community and for you believing in me. Thank you once again. All my love to you. Please take care. Bye.